All right, I'm going to change and then come out in my t-shirts, which will show UTUNTU. Okay, and maybe a good, if you're one of our best followers, why not join us on social media? I'm pretty sure we can find a t-shirt for you.
Yes.
Okay, each one is valuable. You must wear it on Fridays, show it off, because we put paint into it.
I should be one of those.
You should
Yes.
be. In fact, you know what? You're going to get one.
Yeah.
What's your size? Not today. Come on. What's your
Okay,
size?
my size is small. You know my body.
Really?
Yeah.
You want to show off the muscles, eh?
I don't have any.
You don't have any.
But,
Well, I
just
do.
need to.
I do. It's the only one I have. But look, okay, so one t-shirt for you. I will chalk it down. We'll
Wow.
find one for you from the office.
That's great.
On the condition that you wear it
No problem.
How long?
I'm good
When?
at that. I'll
Where?
be wearing it every Friday.
every Friday.
Friday.
Guys, we've got him every Friday.
Yeah, sure.
We're going to be featured on the Millionaires movement, okay, with Atishani Apple, and we'll find ways to collaborate with you too, because we have some pretty good plans to make more people millionaires.
My pleasure.
You have to join me with you because I want to be
Definitely, actually, on Monday we have a very interesting business conference, and I think I'm happy I've met the man who is too much into investments.
Well, his flight is on Monday.
It doesn't matter. There is today, there's tomorrow.
In fact,
That's sure.
I think you should buy that jet. You want to
Thank
think maybe that way we can invite you every weekend. Come and stay with us in Lusaka and wherever else, and we're gonna have fun. Okay, so if I just kick off, I'll start with you, Charles. Okay, Charles is being into entrepreneurship ventures, and I don't want to tell them too much about him, and I'm not going to ask him too much because he has, in fact, made me promise that everything will be not too much because he's still looking around. He's only been in Zambia for a few days. So, what has been your impression of Zambia? What do you think?
Lovely place.
It's a lovely place,
Yes,
huh?
lovely. It's welcoming as well.
Welcoming. Okay, so that's it. Lovely, welcoming. Give us a third one.
I see opportunities as well for
I like that.
growth.
Opportunities, huh?
I like that.
Okay, guys, you need to be on UTUNTU social media because we're going to be tapping these two gentlemen for ideas on how to increase capacity, how to increase employability skills, how to increase even your worth. In the next magazine, Tisa will probably tell you about some of our topics which we intend to deal with. I'm not going to steal Tisa's thunder. So Tisa, over to you.
Okay, so as you can see, we have people with great ideas here making big moves, and I can't wait to hear what this taught us a bit, what else they have to tell us. So other than last time we shared going to beautiful places with beautiful dishes. We'll also be covering topics like entrepreneurship, employability skills. I got it right.
You did. I was waiting for you to trip up.
Yes,
Right? Okay.
I got it right. And just empowerment as well. So there'll be so many opportunities. We'll be teaching how to be marketable as well, how to keep a job, how to get a job, and how to grow your business. So stay tuned, and you have to follow us closely because we have a big man here, another big man. You have to be close. You never know what we might have next week. So yeah, it's the start of something really, really big.
You hit it. You nailed it, really. Yeah, so let's start with the Millionaires Movement Ambassador. So tell us a little bit more about how you came up with the movement.
Yeah, you're looking at a former garden boy, a person who was adopted by a Nigerian expatriate.
Really?
Actually, that's why Nigeria is my second home.
Oh, really?
Charles, are you coming from Nigeria?
Yes.
Oh my God, these are my brothers. Come on.
You flew in from the UK, and went through Nigeria, Lagos. I hear. So I need to tell him quickly this one. I've seen a lot of my colleagues who were talking about the Nigerian attire, Nigerian fashion, and all that. I'm becoming a little bit biased towards Zambian fashion, but I was looking. Can we compare? Okay. So we're going to run. The reason I say that is because we're going to have. We're talking to a couple of corporate entities about fashion, really. So we're going to be featuring fashion in the magazine. Okay, I think we should feature fashion from all parts of Africa. That will introduce UTUNTU to the rest of the continent. Okay, so going back to you. Sorry, going back to you. Tell us a bit more.
Yeah, so you're looking at a former garden boy, a person who lost his father only in grade 7, and went through a lot of hell. And a Nigerian man at Chwala, where I was doing my grade, 8 up to 10, called me a son. That made me very comfortable. And he was a mathematician, and that's why I'm a mathematician. And this man came to me and he told me that in life you can achieve whatever you want as long as you believe. So Mr. Aiba, taught me, and that's why sometimes I can sound like somebody from Nigeria. It's very easy for me now. Okay. So this man actually taught me one thing, and the only thing he taught me was not to believe in Jesus because I already had Christ. He taught me to believe in myself. Because even when you look at Christ, when he healed anyone, he said, your faith has made you well. So he taught me self-belief. There are many Christians we have out there, but they don't believe in themselves. And that's why they don't make it in life. So for me, I was taught to believe in myself. So, fast forward, after I was done with my part of my education, I came to Lusaka, and this is where I actually started running, organizations like NGOs. Not until I realized to run a non-profit making organization, it is something that has been brought to us by non-Africans. And you are doing a non-profit making. When are you going to be rich? You see? So I borrowed something from our first Republican president, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. Cooperatives. Coming to the current government, we have the 7th National Development Plan, which talks about, on page 32, it talks about page 82, it talks about cooperative society formation. And then I went to discover that there are many great countries we have in the world, including New Zealand, that are Canada, that have made it up to where they are because of entertaining this thought, cooperative society formation. And so we started a cooperative, except for my team, we are only 1 year, 6 months, and we are already home to 2 Haiger buses, those Marco Polos. We are getting 2 brand new beginning next month. What magic have we done? Have we seen a Sangoma? No. We have only looked at playing on numbers, working on volumes. Instead of going to the bank, these are frustrating institutions. I'm sorry to say so. When you go to them, they'll ask you, any business we've been doing for 3 years? ABCD, can you provide collateral? So we looked at ourselves and we said, come on guys, looking at the spirit of Ubuntu, we can actually run businesses. I love the way Nigerians have been running their businesses in South Africa, in Zambia. They work as family. I've got a lot of examples I can give. Indians, the way they run businesses. Even the whites who have come here who want to work with us on our gold mine, you find that they will tell you to say, this money we want to invest here doesn't belong to the 3 of us. We have got people back home who have put money together. So you find that even those who are investing in our country are not investing as individuals. They are investing as cooperatives. Okay. So in a nutshell, my organization, which I'm representing here, where I'm the chairman general, managed to buy 1 Haiger bus. How did we do it? We only looked at each other and said, come on guys, can we put in a share each? Boom, we were done. We have a bus which is running, Lusaka Chipata. Another bus, we did the same. And this time around now, you know what we've done? We are inviting churches from all over Zambia, schools, and other cooperatives to come on board and now put in shares for our brand new buses which we are getting from China. This was on the news, by the way. We signed an MOU with Zhongtong. So this is something that we have found to be the easiest way of doing this. So the Millionaires conference, which we'll be having on Monday, 26th of this month, has now attracted teachers. Because in our country, by the way,
Mhm.
teachers are the most highly indebted civil servants.
Mm.
Some of them, on their payslip, is only a name and an NRC. Nothing. They are negatives.
Mm.
So how do we help them? We have said going back to the banks is going to even send them faster, 6 feet under. So what do? We come up with this arrangement of a cooperative.
Mhm.
Like in Chilanga here, we have 17 cooperatives for teachers under Father Solo the debts.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
And what we are beginning to do is to take over the production of eggs
Mm.
that side.
Okay.
Then real estate,
Mhm.
we are beginning to build. We are looking for 1,000 Zambians
Mhm.
in Lusaka.
Mhm.
1,000 each province, altogether 10,000.
Mhm.
It will interest you to learn that China is aiming at making 500,000 millionaires in dollars by 2025.
Mm.
So as a small country, we are aiming at 10,000.
Can I actually become Chinese?
You can't become
So
Chinese.
I can become one of the
You
millionaires.
can't.
Join
You
is
can't.
not
So-
bad.
I'm going to China.
So
Join
please
it.
join the millionaires in making.
Yeah.
Because by 2025, Zambia is looking at making 10,000 millionaires, and I'll be one of them in Lusaka.
Okay. So can I just I mean I know I digressed a little bit about the fashion and all that. For UTUNTU, I think it would be a medium term plan, just airing it now for the first time. We do want to aspire to have collaborative ventures with entities like yours. For example, part of the plan would be to have like a group that says we as UTUNTU will offer a card, for example, as a kind of subscription membership. Could be free, could be subscription fees. I'm just saying it now just to drop it with you that when you go back home, remember those two guys you met at the UTUNTU show. So the idea is when you subscribe to this group, we will expose you to a little bit more than just being a viewer for us on UTUNTU. We're going to hope that we can talk more about it with you, because again, in the future, very near future, we're going to run something in real estate, because we want to see part of our whole lifestyle program is to see how we can empower our viewers, empower our surrounding, improve the society that we find ourselves in, increase capacity. In other words, give people, like you mentioned, teachers. I'm very passionate about teachers, because if I didn't get my first degree or something, I wouldn't be sitting down here.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
You'll be speaking your nice English, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Maybe I should speak something else. But the truth is, everything you're saying is very noble, and I would like, after this show, for us to find a way to tap into it.
Definitely.
To associate with you, because there's no reason why the cooperatives shouldn't work.
Definitely.
I think viewers, we don't want to spend too much time discussing what we already know is a positive move. So what I'm thinking is we're going to run a special show or feature you maybe on social media, IGTV, for example, YouTube, for example, those sort of things to help to boost both him and us.
Not a problem, actually. We can come up with something that can really help us, because right now you are empowering people out there by giving them this information.
Okay.
To tell you the truth, for me personally, it pains me to see that we have got a deficit of 2 million plus housing units in Zambia, and it will take somebody from overseas to come and build houses for us and get the money out.
Tell you what, guys, social media, just keep there. Keep it locked down. Our telephone number is right there on your screen. It's 076-345-345-7277. 076-345-7277. If there's any part of this show that really has touched you, even so, as early as we've started, give us a call. We'd like to hear from you. Anything you want to hear from the big man who's going into, he's the brand ambassador for Millionaires Movement, or the gentleman over there who's looking at Zambia as potentially, an investment journey, destinations. I love these two guys. I feel that today is a good day for me. Well, it was, but it's still going to be better, you know. So keep it locked in here, and we're going to do wonderful things on our show. If there's a question you have for any one of them and you need to talk to us about it, give us a ring, get in touch. My name is Will. I know I didn't introduce myself. I'm kind of shy. My name is Will, and that's Tisa. We'll be very happy to get back in touch with you and answer your questions. Okay? All right. So, you mentioned the Hydro buses.
Yes.
Okay. And I think back at the beginning of the show, we're talking about how much it costs, so the viewers can know how much would it cost if I decided to rent one of your buses.
Yeah, for instance, it is all dependent on where you are going.
Okay.
For instance, our bus has been hired by some Seventh-day Adventist church in Chongwe.
Okay.
Picking up the children since they've closed school and take them to a camp in Chisamba.
Okay.
And they're going to pay 8,400 to taking them there, and 8,400 taking them back to Chongwe.
Not a bad price. How many seats does this bus have?
71.
Fantastic, because I think it's very good value.
Yes.
71 seats, 8,000 kwacha. All right, so it's just over 100 kwacha, right, per person.
I didn't go into that mathematics.
Oh, yeah, mathematician.
Oh, of course I didn't go
Okay.
into that
All right,
mathematics.
well,
but something interested me.
Yeah.
You know, what interested me is that Charles mentioned something about Zambia. That when he came to Zambia, he saw very good people, you know, the atmosphere. But one thing, he said opportunities. And this is where I hit on my fellow young people in this country,
Right.
who only go to school and they're expecting to find a job. Okay? Opportunities. For instance, we have 40%, we are home to 40% water bodies in southern and central Africa belonging to Zambia. We have arable land.
Right.
Okay, that's why those.
That's really something,
Yes.
you know, that struck me. And by the way, I know Charles is not talking too much, but I happen to know that he's just been in the country only a few days. He's flying out. I'm trying to persuade him to stay a bit longer. But hey, business calls, and the man has to go back on Monday. But amazing that the first thing, just like anybody, any visitor, myself included, look at the land and you say, wow, the opportunities here. But when I speak to, you know, my other brothers, they don't seem to spot it. So what's
Nothing.
What is, I mean, is it something that you see, that you have seen, that they didn't see?
No.
Or your interaction with the Nigerians?
I think for me, I'm a little bit exposed.
Right.
But of course, I'll tell you one thing. The problem we have is a school system which teaches us about the longest river in the world, Proconsul Africana. What value is it going to bring to your economical well-being? You get the point, right? When others are learning, right now, I've got a cousin in America. She's got little kids. The eldest is 9. The children already know about stocks, shares.
Oh, okay.
You get a point, right?
Yes.
So what we are learning, and I thank God that our government has now included entrepreneurship at university level.
Right.
What we have been learning.
That's really
Okay,
good.
Proconsul Africana, honestly, maybe we learned about Kenya Pithecus in Nigeria. What's economic value? The longest river in the world. So the thing is that I think the school system has to change. And then the other thing is that we've been also fed. You know, they say the mind of a child is like wet cement. Whatever falls on it makes an impression.
Okay.
So from childhood, you are
That's a
taught
good
to
one.
say,
I've never heard that
That's
before.
a good
Yeah,
one.
That's a good one.
you've been taught to say from childhood to say, what are you going to be? I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to be a teacher. Meaning that as a child is growing, they are teaching them to say, for you should come and work. But when you look at you Nigerians in your country, that's why when there was xenophobia, you did not care about burning ShopRite.
Right.
Why? Because you, on your own, you are entrepreneurs. You believe in running businesses. And that's why your country, by the way, has got the highest GDP in Africa.
Okay. Maybe one of the things I should say is,
What I love this show.
you love this show.
With Nigerians.
No. Incidentally, you know, I have had my home hasn't been in Nigeria for a long time. I still have my accent. I love it, by the way.
Yeah.
But it's been
Diluted.
that
Come on.
well. Oh well. But I tend to shy away from the entrepreneurship aspect only, because here's my argument, and it could be wrong. My feeling is that when you are in a country which is 13 times the population wise of Zambia, you tend to be a little bit more of a hustler. You become a little bit more desperate.
Yeah.
You go to school quicker, or you are more determined to come up with a result. Okay, and maybe that's the drive you see in the average Nigerian. But sometimes drive to do something could have adverse effects, because if you're too much of a hustler,
Too driven.
yeah, too driven, exactly, too driven, it might, become something else. But of course, guys already know that on this show we tend to shy away from politics, so let's kind of meander a little bit. So personally, I find Zambia has to me, the right amount of calmness. The right amount of calmness that I have seen. I've been to about 10 African countries. I've probably worked in 5 of them. But irrespective, I find Zambia has a certain type of peace about it. It's welcoming, like Charles said.
Yeah.
And the opportunities are there. If you're not too driven, you can pick the opportunities that you want and go there, have fun, make some money. Look, too much money, really, I don't see. Some people want to make, I don't want to mention his name, the richest guy in Africa. But, there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong. I'm just content being able to eat 3 times a day, sometimes 2 when I'm fasting.
But I think I want to hear about the investment from him. But before it comes in, maybe I say something.
Go ahead.
The problem that we have, for instance, in Zambia, why we're even doing this Millionaires movement, is simple. You find that when you walk around and you see any beautiful building, it is actually, in the hands of foreigners. The locals
But
don't.
I need to interrogate that a little bit, because,
Yes.
I'm very passionate these days about Zambia and Africa, okay? Because, the truth is, the experience I have had is sometimes people are a product of their experiences. Your experience molds you, like you said, the cement, the child, you get that, and so on. Perhaps maybe the orientation, like you were alluding to,
Exactly.
is what needs to be altered, okay? So the exercise you're running now, I find, from my perspective, a laudable one, a noble one,
Yeah.
because you are planning to expose people to viewing things beyond what they can see just straight away. People go to school and they, pass your exams, and then after exams, what next? But you are showing people that they can also increase their capacity in a way.
Definitely.
With your Millionaires movement. I used to be involved in, entrepreneurial skills training and all that sort of thing. And I found that not only when you come out of school, one of the things you find is you either go into business, or you go for further studies, or you go and work, or you need counseling because there's nothing else to do. So I find this conversation with yourself extremely useful, because it helps us to examine one aspect. But it's not only entrepreneurial skills. How about people who want to go for further studies? People who want to go overseas, for example, to go and study. I mean, I want to know, and I love the fact that you have the cooperative movements and the Millionaires movement there. But there's some people who may not have maybe the interest. How do you cater for them as well? Because you have to capture them, and this is a lifestyle show. It caters for everybody.
Okay.
So
Okay. I think one thing I would like to mention, that's why I started mentioning to do with, for instance, in the real estate, you find that most of the buildings are not our buildings. Okay, meaning we are not benefiting from them. Whatever money they are making is being externalized. So what we have done with the Millionaires movement is that, for instance, teachers who we are starting with and other civil servants, we are telling them to say, if 1,000 of you in Lusaka embark on doing a cooperative modern village in Lusaka, which is going to have its own mall, Zambian mall, it's going to have its own hospital, school, and the housing unit. What we have decided to do is that we have told them to say 1,000 each every month, which they have, because they're working other than business, 1,000 each every month is going to give us 1 million kwacha, which can build 4 decent
What if
houses.
you don't have 1,000 though?
No, we are talking about people that are getting salaries, and right now they are highly indebted.
No, what is the average salary in your opinion? Okay, let's put it another way. What is the disposable income of the average person?
In Zambia,
Yeah.
we've got people getting up to 5,000 kwacha,
But that's their getting.
the average.
No, what is
Net.
the disposable?
That's, yeah, disposable.
What is
Net.
disposable? Because my challenge is, I look, I have people who work for me, and I know how much I pay them. And often I look at someone who's maybe being paid 3,500, and I'm thinking, wow, how does he cope? Because I know how much I spend every month, and I don't want to say it because look, I don't want
I know,
to get the wrong
we have
impression.
got a lot of inhuman salaries in our country, but I'm talking about teachers who have.
What is the
something
average
decent.
salary of a teacher?
I think 5,000 kwacha.
Okay, so the teacher, let's take a typical example. The teacher has 2 kids and 1 wife or 1 husband, right? I mean, naturally, it's 1 husband and 1 wife, hopefully.
And concubine.
Oh, I didn't say that. Okay, but you know, I mean, ideally, I mean, every man should have 1 wife, correct? I mean, do not quote me. I said 1 wife. Okay, and the husband's 1. Yeah, the wife's 1 husband. Okay, Tisa was actually teasing me there. I better not tell you what Tisa says about. Okay, so let's say you have 2 kids and you have 1 partner. You have your bills to pay. You presumably live in a rented apartment or rented house. I presume most houses, you know, might be I don't know, less than 10,000 kwacha. Well, okay, most houses. Okay, so your disposable income could be X. You still have to look after the child. You still have to pay your bills. You know, you have to do a lot of other things. What have you found to be? Do you still say the disposable income of each of your stakeholders is 1,000 kwacha?
I don't know how to say that, but what I'm trying to tell you is that if we dwell on that, we won't finish what you're talking about. We have done our research, we have done our business plan, and we know that an average Zambian, not an average Zambian, Zambians that are working, for instance, civil servants, cannot fail to contribute for their generational wealth, you know, building a 1,000 kwacha.
That
they can't.
That is good to know because I didn't ask the question because I had any. I just wanted to understand it because it helps me to build a business case for another model that I'm thinking about.
Okay.
But in terms of giving the opportunity to those who happen to have the 1,000, surely it means you need to find 1,000 people who have 1,000. What makes you different from the next cooperative? I want to know what the unique selling point would be. Because if I had 1,000,
next cooperative.
Correct.
That's a very interesting question. Actually, we have. It's not our cooperative alone. What we have done is that we have registered what we are calling Zambia Savings and Credit Cooperative Society Limited, which is the mother where even the cooperative I'm running belongs. Okay? So it's a number of cooperatives coming together where these teachers belong. And these are people who will be putting that investment in a pool and will be running these Millionaires. So Millionaires is having membership from not one cooperative, but from a number of cooperatives coming together because they store in numbers. And together, those who can manage 1,000 every month will be in real estate. Now, what will interest you, Wills, is that we have spoken to the Minister of Livestock and Fisheries, and they have given us a cluster on Lake Kariba where we can put up to 1,000 cages of fish. But when you look at Tisa and I, the two of us cannot manage to own a cage of fish because it will cost 80,000 kwacha. Go to a bank, it will go for collateral. But if we come in numbers, I only need maybe 300 kwacha every month to put in there. And when you look at 1,000 people, that is 300,000 kwacha, which will give us cages every month, because that will be a month, and enough fingerings, hundreds of thousands of fingerings every month. By the end of 12 months, you'll find that we are going to have enough money even to send our brothers and sisters to university. And one important thing on that one is this. In Zambia and Africa, we have a tendency of leaving a surname as an inheritance for their children. And yet, me, I'm a Christian. The Bible tells me that I should leave an inheritance for my children's children. So how else can we build generational wealth? It's when we take advantage of water. Because right now on Lake Kariba, it is just a lake where we watch the Bazungus, enjoying themselves, and they say that is our lake. It is not our lake because we can't even go there, most of us. But we'll find that if we can, when you go there right now, it is not even Zambians who are making millions of kwachas, millions of dollars using our water. It is people from outside who have seen opportunities like Charles mentioned. So we are saying that through the genuine millionaires movement, we don't need to be millionaires for us to start the movement. We are millionaires in making. By 2025, as China makes 500,000 millionaires, Zambia will have 10,000, and I'm part of the architects. So we are saying our water, we can use it to actually grow fish. But I don't need to have a cage alone, not Tifa, not you, but together we can actually make this project workable.
Okay, so you can't say you don't learn anything from UTUNTU Show. I mean, what more can you learn than to become a millionaire? You need to join hands with this gentleman, and I'm really honored to be on your right hand side. So I'm on his right.
We'll buy a ticket. I have a ticket actually.
Hey, so long as I have 1,000 kwacha disposable every month, why not? Yeah. So thank you very much. I mean, I've learned a little bit more, and I know that you'll be giving us some more, both on your social media platform,
definitely,
and on ours as well, because we're going to be sharing a lot of resource material across the board. But there are people who might be watching today who have questions. You don't have to wait until you read up about it.
Yes.
Please get in touch. Our social media pages are live now. We have the YouTube, we have the Instagram, we have the Facebook, we have the Twitter. Okay, and guess what? We're also hiring as well. So there's a lot you can get just tuning into this show. So stay tuned, okay? And Tisa, I mean, did you have any questions for him?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, a
Right.
lot. But
Well,
the first
you're going to hold on to it because I think we're taking a break right now.
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
And by the time I come back on the break, I'm taking off my shirt. I'm going to show everybody my T-shirt, which has a tutu. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, and stay locked into us, the UTUNTU Show. We'll be right back. Thank you. Should I say the Atishani Apple? No, you should say it. Nah, you say it because I don't want to. Look, okay, welcome back to a show. I promised you I was going to take off my shirt, and here it is. This is my T-shirt, UTUNTU magazine. This is it. And it says here 18 plus because the magazine is really for over 18s. Okay, not because we do anything extraordinary. It's just that we think it's the best way to engage properly as an 18 plus show. So I've taken it off partly because I can't wait to go out. It's a weekend, it's Friday, you know, and my friend is in town, and he wants to show me a few investment opportunities which we will share with viewers. And we have on set today the ambassador for a fantastic movement called the Millionaires movement. And whilst we're on break, we're pleading with him how we can join, because I want to be a millionaire too, why not? But in dollars, please.
Yeah.
Okay, so before the break, Tisa was going to ask a question, although we are competing with whether she should ask the question or we should ask the potential investor.
No, Charles should come in.
So give us a, you know.
Yes, we'll start with him. I'll save the best for last.
Why not? So just tell us, Charles, if you were to pick an investment in Zambia, what should those of us who are here, what have we missed that you have spotted? Look, you're watching this first on the UTUNTU show, so here's an potential investor about to speak. So yeah, listening.
I want to throw one question back to you all. What does Zambia have in abundance?
That's a good one. I have quite a few, but should I be talking? No, Tisa, you answer. Before we
Land.
come back.
I'll say one, you say one. Land.
Okay.
Land, thank you.
Okay.
People.
Yep.
Good population, that is.
Yes.
Okay.
I like peace of mind.
Okay.
And water.
And water, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to
The
pick up
mineral world.
mineral wealth, okay, fair
Sure.
enough. I'm going to pick on two things here. Land,
Peace of mind.
peace of mind.
Because when you have land and water,
you can't
still
think,
peace of mind, you know.
You can't think,
Yeah.
We'll fight
you
for it.
struggle.
Yeah.
But everything, all these things you mentioned, all the ingredients for investments, for opportunity. I look at Zambia and say, and I was speaking to her earlier, I said, we're going to make it, I want to make Zambia, or try to bring Africa, the rest of Africa to Zambia. Let's create the tastes, let's bring the taste of Africa to Zambia and create a market for it. Because I've noticed that there's people are the plantain chips and everything, and people are quite Zambians are quite
So the cuisine needs to be richer.
They're richer. They're quite
No, I don't
open
agree.
to
Zambia
new
has
things.
rich cuisine too.
I'm not disputing
Nigeria
that.
has a bit more.
I'm not
Let's start the debate. Does Zambia have
I'm
more?
not disputing that. What I'm trying to say is they're actually open to new experience, to these new tastes. Yeah. And not being funny, I mean, it's a two-way thing because I'm sure there are things in Zambia we can actually export as well to the rest of Africa.
Yes.
Lots.
Let's look at bringing Africa together. It's a continent. Let's look at bringing everything. Let's work together. Let's bring into Zambia and also take out of Zambia. That way, you're going to create employment opportunity for everybody. You know, the thing you've got loads. There's the land. I look at the place. We took a drive the other day, and I went to this, and it looked like a crater. It looked like a
Wonderful.
beautiful flat land. I was like, wow.
A plateau.
A plateau, yeah. I was like, wonderful. You know?
So sorry to comment. Do you feel was that difficult for you to get that first impression, or was this it just came on board? Because you know, sometimes I'll put it this way: my garden boy, you know, I live somewhere which is about an acre, and I only venture out to just out of my house. I only venture out to the back on rare occasions, until one day I saw that he was creating a wonderful farm there, you know, and that threw me because I have been in this place for years but never really ventured there. And the way he utilized the land is aspirational. So do you feel, for example, some people who are here miss what you spotted?
I think
Which
they
is
have.
the land.
I
Did
think
you?
they have.
Did you?
Yes, I think they have listed. Yes.
Okay.
Put it this way, and with the weather, there's a lot of arable land in Zambia, and I think that there's huge potential for farming, agricultural produce. You know,
Fantastic.
there's loads of opportunities. For
That's what ABN is all about, by the way. ABN
Loads.
TV is all about lifestyle, and they do focus a bit on agriculture.
Can I build on what you said?
Please,
Yeah,
go ahead.
Charles has mentioned something very important, and this is what I'm saying to my fellow young people in Zambia, including Tisa. Okay, you know, here is my Nigerian brother. He comes all the way, and upon just coming to Zambia, you've been here how many times?
First time.
This is the first time. And
A few days.
here he is.
I
He's
invited him
talking-
for the very first time. You know.
Imagine, Wills, he's talking about something which we have in our economic recovery plan. Okay, when you read our economic recovery plan, Pillar 5, it is talking about the export base. If we are to improve our kwacha, right now the kwacha is doing bad against the dollar. We have to look at the export base. And this is what Charles is talking about. You say, I'm seeing Zambia to be a country that can produce and export.
Baskets.
You get a
Yes.
point, right? But here is the thing that pains me. When you go to most of our malls, they are being run by foreigners. When you look at what is there, the products are all foreign, including a toothpick. And now, the only Zambian product in any shop you go to is a person packing for you.
But is
So
that true
now-
though? Because I don't really agree with that. The reason I say this, and I'm passionate again about it, I know, you're saying one thing.
Let me say 3/4.
Well, okay, so that's
And I'll be right
because,
on that one.
because I know that in Zambia we have now got the incentive and initiative to grow local and eat local.
And do you know the challenge on that one? Our products, locally produced products, are finding it hard. I want to mention some shops. Are finding it hard to go into some shops that are being run by people from outside. Very hard.
What do you think is the reason why? I mean, I just want to again interrogate that thought, because in fact, one of the things I like about our show
It's another idea.
is that we're growing into a show that you can have and speak your mind, provided
Definitely.
you don't start boxing each
I
other.
like that.
So, and then provided we kind of avoid, gentlemen, understanding.
Definitely.
But
I get you.
But let me challenge that a little bit. What is the reason? Why do you think a shop which is foreign owned, so to speak, would not stock local products? The reason I ask this question, let me give you the background a bit. We had, I drove from, it was a while back from Muchinga province down south, and I noticed we meandered a little bit through the back roads and everything, and I saw lots of mangoes on the floor. People didn't actually utilize them. Okay, whereas you could come and set up a plant for mango juice. All right. So the question is, do you think it's the shops don't want to entertain local farmers, or it's that the farmers have not picked up on a clue as to how best to market
on the opportunity.
the opportunity,
The
right?
opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because I know some major shops stock potatoes, tomatoes, and onions, so perhaps there's an appetite there. Maybe the quality control from our end, the local end, is not quite there. Because if I was running a supermarket, I'll be conscious.
Can I come in on that one?
Please.
Yeah, that's why we have actually formed these cooperatives.
Right.
And I like one thing. Zambia Development Agency, ZDA, under the leadership of the Director General, Mr. Mukula Makasa, has actually come on board, to actually, because our cooperative changed the narrative, the way people are looking at cooperatives in Zambia. And we saw 10,000 plus getting registered as of last year. And so, what we have done is that we have partnered with this government agency to now train cooperatives in value addition, change of mindset, and all sorts of things. Okay? And now, the good thing is that he has mentioned exactly what is happening in northern and Chinga provinces. Mangoes going to west. So this is where we have told Zambians to say, come on, as cooperatives, you can actually take advantage of those mangoes, dry them using some machines, and then stock them in shops. Why we are finding it difficult, answering your other question, recently the president banned the issue of importing onions. But guess what happened? Us Zambians are just watching our land, like you mentioned, and we are not taking advantage. So we are not growing onions. So what happened? Onions went out of stock. So he had to lift the ban. So who is to blame? It is us. So in short, Zambians should take advantage. And then coming to the issue of shops, not talking our thing. If some shop owners from outside are running the shops in Zambia and they have got produce from their own country, do you think they will find it easy to stock our thing? No. And that is the reality on the ground. They cannot. There's even some shop, I won't mention the name, that does chicken and chips. They get their pre-packed chickens and chips from their country. So our chips are failing. Our potatoes cannot be sold to them. So what I'm saying is that Zambians, instead of blaming our foreign brothers, Zambians should just get on the bandwagon and begin to work as cooperatives and also run the same businesses.
Okay, so the director of the big bad at ZDA, that's
ZDA,
Mr.
yes.
Makasa, right?
Yes, Mr.
Okay. I wonder if we can get him on the show.
I can call him today.
Okay, look, you know what, guys, you need to tune in to our show, UTUNTU Show, and maybe one day we're going to get Mr. Makasa, the chairman. Is it chairman?
He's a director general. I can actually
DG for Zambia Development.
He's a humble man, but great but humble.
So he
I'll
can
give
come
you
in.
his number. You call him
Brilliant.
and he'll come on this show.
No, brilliant. So don't say you don't learn anything from us at the UTUNTU Show. We're building up, and I think with Millionaires movement ambassadors like him, we're going to get flying soon. So, question for you: if we have, you need to grow your plant. It doesn't overnight mature. Is that like a barrier or something? Because obviously, maybe what happened, the onions went out of stock. Okay, was because people didn't take advantage. Could be they don't have access to land, because some people who have land
I love that
may
question.
have other things, and they haven't been tuning into the Millionaires movement, because, as you said, you're 1 year and 6 months. So I'm so taken in by your passion. I wish we could run the whole show only on him. Sichilekwa is an excellent, passionate Zambian who has dreams for people to be empowered, and there is no way we are not going to find a way to partner with him. I am excited myself. The whole idea of being a millionaire, exciting, especially the dollar one. I don't mind accumulating the kwacha. I also want to be the dollar one. So we'll see. Anyway, Tisa, I just want you to, because I want you to represent the women here, the female side, the softer side of us. And how do you feel this exercise applies to women? Is it something you feel maybe, I'm questioning you now.
Okay.
But tell us a bit how you feel women can tap into this. Is this only a men's thing?
No. Actually, this will shock you. Most of the people that you have on board are women. Who are
I'm not
supporting the
surprised.
movement.
I'm equally not surprised.
Most of them are women who have come on board. Yesterday somebody called me to say, I have a 10,000 kwacha. I want to buy shares for my son in the new buses.
What about security? How do you guarantee the security of the investment?
Yeah, we have about 24 lawyers.
Do you need
who are
24
working around
lawyers?
the clock?
Do you need 24 lawyers to actually guarantee? I thought the cooperative, which is what it is, would be you'd have like a template.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mentioned that because having a legal framework is one thing, but it can be manipulated. But we need legal minds on board. So that's one thing we have done. For instance, recently, when we started the high capacity business, people were laughing at us. They said they're not going anywhere. But guess what happened? Just after 6 months, people got dividends. Those who had put in a 300 kwacha, they got.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you have the structure which pays dividends.
Definitely.
Guys, we're learning something interesting. If you don't join us, you're on your own. Like they say in Nigeria, you're really on your own. So in this case, what I'm hearing is that you're not only securing the money with your army of lawyers, and then you're also paying dividends.
Yeah, definitely.
Guys, I don't know. I'm not allowed to recommend financial services, but I am tempted. You can take that as what you like, but I am tempted. Okay, so in terms of paying the dividends, how do you then structure the running of your organization? Who runs it? Do you have like an admin team? Who pays them? Is there like, how do you run it?
Definitely, we have the Secretary General who is in charge of administration. I am the Chairman General. And because of what we've done,
I like the way you say I'm the Chairman General. I've never heard that before, Chairman General. And I'm fascinated by that. I mean, why chairman general? I mean, is that
because
you
there are a
have
lot
other
of
Oh,
chairmen.
right,
A
right,
lot
that's
of
what I
chairman
thought.
agriculture,
Oh,
chairman
okay.
aquaculture,
Okay.
chairman mining, and I'm the general.
In short, like a general manager.
General overseer.
General overseer. Okay, right, there you go. Okay. So, yeah, please. We'll listen.
Yeah, so the thing that we have different sectors. Right now, as the Millionaires movement, which is a project for different cooperatives and organizations that have come on board, this is a movement we are going to move with as a project. Why? Because we have moved to another level. Instead of just one cooperative looking at putting shares together, we are looking at many cooperatives. We are tired of leaving surnames as inheritances for the children. Okay, that's what my father left for me. I don't know what you were here, your parents left for you. But a few people, their parents have left a little something. But even leaving just a house is not enough. So we are saying that Tisa, where she is, she can actually have shares in our village, modern village we are building in Osaka. She can have shares on our lake. Right now, Mr. Mukula Makasa and ZDA, they gave us an opportunity to export chickens to Congo DR. So as I'm talking to you, my guys are in the field. They are busy inspecting poultry houses with tiger feed. Okay, and we are about to give they call it what scheme, an outgrower scheme of keeping chickens to these cooperatives that are working with us. And these people, all they will do is to take care of those birds. We go and buy off everything, we aggregate, then we send to Congo DR. Before we even start with DRC, we've got Lubona meat product. They are like Zambif. Okay, I can call them junior Zambif.
Yes.
They have bought a deboning machine, which needs a lot of chickens to be deboned. So instead of getting deboned meat from Brazil, which will take 30 days before it reaches Zambia, they will be doing it right here. Meaning that Zambians have an opportunity to work with us and make money.
Right.
So really, this is what we are talking about.
That's an interesting subject, because there's an article in the current, well, the only edition of the magazine, which is out there. It's free, by the way, to log into. It's online. If you need the website, it's UTUNTUSHOW.com.
I think I'll get the details.
/magazine, and there's an article on poultry farming. It was about a guy in Nairobi. Was it Nairobi? Kenya, anyway. And how he started from little and he's making so much. I thought that article was very inspirational.
I think it will do for us.
So I think what you're saying is fantastic, fantastic, and it will empower people too, because not everyone wants to go into high-level trade, doing business in a different way. People want to do small-time farming, tomatoes, and all these sort of things. Right, but it works. Anyway, I think this show needs another visit. Okay, what do you say? I think so. Definitely. Okay.
I'm likely to fly to them, but when I come back, I can assure.
No, we'll keep on. We'll hold your shirt. Yes. When are you coming back? When are you coming?
No, I'm just going for a week or two.
All right, wonderful. So you're not too far away anyway.
No.
So this is one of those days when we wish we could stay with you guys locked in, talking, having some fun, both on the screen or on the show, and but we gotta go. Time is almost out, and for us, we just want to say thank you to some of our sponsors, especially people we've been in touch with. One of them is actually an American company. They do beauty products, and they're coming into Zambia with some fantastic hair gel as well as body lotion. You are going to have to pick them up probably from one of the key outlets. Watch out for their digital adverts, okay? And we also have one of our sponsors too sitting here, but hey, I'm not really talking about that yet because I need to go and collect the dollars from him. We have Le Petit Paris on Greatest Road. Please visit them. Fantastic place to have a meeting. They used to think it was a disadvantage to have no alcohol, but I like it because when you want a chilled out, affordable meal, Le Petit Paris is the place to go. And of course, we went to the Nigerian restaurant because the next edition of our magazine will have Nigerian cuisine.
I need fufu.
You're gonna get that.
Very-
I think. Well, we will have a link to the recipes as well.
Okay.
Cuisine. But two of them we visited last time was Sabin. I think that was near the UN building.
Yes.
And then the other one is in the Greek Showgrounds, and that's Tasty Bites, right? Visit them, mention us, and they will look after you. I'm not going to say they will give you discounts, but then they will look after you. Okay? Please stay locked into our show, and thank you to our sponsors as well, and some of our partners. The Capo restaurant bar is actually there. Prime Joint, we help them too, and stay blessed. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Mr. Chilekwa and Tisa. Very, very
Very pleasant.
pleasurable Tisa. We'll have to find a name for her. Terrific Tisa.
That works for now.
It works for now.
But I
Okay.
want one thing.
What's
I
that?
want to hear him say Atishanyap.
But why not? At the
So-
channel. It's easy.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
Look, if I can say it, you can say it. How
Yeah,
about that?
go on.
At the channel.
And the channel for
I like that.
All right. Anyway, it just means what's up.
That's okay.
It's technically what's up. And then Utuntu as well just means little things.
Okay.
So we're saying little things is the lifestyle stuff, and then at the channel for what's up. Okay. So Tisa is gonna close with us. What's that?
Well, I want everybody to shout Atishanyapo
Why not?
at the end. So
Yeah.
thank you very much for joining us. Please follow us on our social media platforms, because we'll have amazing giveaways. We'll have interesting news. I mean, we'll let you know when next we're going to have these two gentlemen. Hopefully soon. So from us, it's
Atishanyapo.
That's Kopala, eh?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Good. Wasn't too bad.
Running it goes to my boo boo baby. Come on up on a footy baby. Just to my boo boo baby. Come on, I go if you love me baby.